Alright, this, like how I did the rant the other day. Like this one, I don't have any knowledge to give him right now. I'm still, doing some research on some things that I want to talk about. But I want to talk about being salty, like females and males. I'm gonna get on the females. No, you know what? No, I'll take that back. I'm gonna get on the males first, because you know what I'm saying. Like we gotta look inward. We have to look inward, and we have to check ourselves before we go checking somebody else. I saw this badass quote. All right, listen to this badass quote from that Emerald Tablets, which I told everybody to watch. I hope you did. God damn it, quit opening up the same shit. That's not what I want to look at. Damn, I hate my computer sometimes. Anyway, but he said something like, only in the search for truth could my soul be still and the fire within quench. Which is like another way of saying, like, you want to get that knowledge, you got to look inward. Like, we're not going to go there. Figure that shit out yourself. But, all right, homies. Why in the actual fuck will you have a girl or your baby mama or something, and like say you go to jail or y'all break up because you was a dick? It's happened to me before too. So I mean, like, I'm just saying though. Like, I don't get salty. Like, I went to jail one time, lost my girl. We ain't gonna get into it, but found out that she was doing her thing out there. I didn't get salty. I seen some of them around. I was like, game recognized game. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get salty and be trying to fight dude and like get mad. But how about this? I hook up with this girl, right? Like, we hang out. I hung out with her and her baby daddy. Like, they both expressed how they were not together because he was trying to get me to help him find ladies and shit, and she was feeling me. I didn't know at the time, but whatever. Things happen. Blase, blase. We hook up, whatever. Now, this little motherfucker had the audacity, and I say the audacity, to get mad at me because I hit that. First of all, like a female, he found out about it like a female. What he did is he texted me, and he gonna tell me that she told him that we hooked up. So I'm like, oh, well, she was on some G shit. She told him. Like, I mean, I don't see why she wouldn't. Like, no need to tell a lie. And I was like, yeah, so what's up? And then he gonna be like, damn, right then, I knew. This motherfucker just played some slick shit like a female. Like, females do some slick shit like that. What is his deal? Look at my hair all fucked up. I like that shit, though. It's crazy. I like looking crazy. But anyway, long story short, motherfucker want to get mad and salty with me, start texting me at work, talking about how he want to fight over a female. Now, first off, gentlemen out there is not one reason in this world you should be fighting over a female unless that's your woman and somebody put their hands on her, or if it's your daughter and somebody put their hands on her, or somebody fuck with your daughter, or it's your mama. Otherwise, why is you fighting over a female? There's so many more of them. You know how many people on this planet? Somewhere in the billions. Go find one. Like, let me pull my phone out and get numbers, and I'll help. I mean, it's dating websites out there for motherfuckers that ain't got game. I mean, I even saw some shit on the internet the other day. No offense, I ain't on no racist shit. I'm allowed to say that because y'all be on that shit too. Anyway, hold on, let me say what's up to Tyler. Anyway, I saw some shit on the internet. White kid, like little nerdy white kid, has a whole booking system, been making money, been making thousands of dollars off the system on how to get women. He say the shit work. I don't know. I just talk to them. So I can't speculate on that. So if you watch, whatever your name is, I'm not hating on you. I see you getting your paper, do it. But back to being salty. Why you want to hold on to that kind of anger so long? Don't you know that shit is just like negative energy towards you? Don't you know that shit like it's like being worried about shit all the time. It physically and mentally makes you sick. Like, I mean, I know I've had the feeling before. I know y'all have had the feeling before, especially that first love where you find out that they cheated, or you break up and you see them with somebody else, and you get literally, you feel it in your gut. You get sick. I've had it. I mean, lie and say you ain't. Real talk. I understand that, but let it go. Let it go. Like, most of my exes, even the ones, I mean, it's only like 3 or 4 of them. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm going to be honest. It's only 3 or 4 of them that I was an asshole to, and I'll admit that I was an asshole in these relationships. I ain't going to put the names out there because that's none of y'all business, though. But even the ones that I was a dick to, after the fact, I came back and I apologized. And, I was like, I realized that I was doing these things wrong. Forgive me, whatnot. Let's be friends. I ain't going to try to get back with you, whatnot, blah, 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 but please forgive me, let it go. And most of them do. Most of them were adult-ass women, and they let it go. But I got a few of them out. Well, I got one of them in particular out there who was just salty when it's her fault. Like, we'd still be together now if she wasn't stepping off. Like, one or two things. I ain't gonna put my business out there like that, but I'm just saying like this. Like, there's no need to be lying about shit. Like, that's one thing. Like, you can't be breaking trust by lying. I would rather, I'm going to be honest, I would rather be with a chick and her come to me and be like, look, you've been gone for about a month. Like, say, like when I was in the military, say I was on a deployment or I was off, whatever. I'd rather her hit me up and be like, look, you've been gone for a minute. I'm trying to scratch, so I'm going to go cut. I'd be like, holla. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I hope it let me know how that shit was. You know what I'm saying? Given that I expect to be able to do the same thing, that's a whole other topic. We ain't going to go there. I'm just saying. I'm just making a point. But why you got to lie about it? Especially when you already caught. Like, I've done it before, and I never understood why I did the shit either. Like, I already know I'm caught, but I still try to lie. Like, that's why I stopped doing that shit. That's why I try to tell the truth about anything that I'm asked. I try to be an open book and try to be truthful because that shit's just dumb. And I grew up and realized that that's just not, you know what I'm saying? But how the fuck can you get salty over some shit that you did? How the hell can you be with somebody, fuck up the relationship, and then see them with somebody else and be salty about it? That's like me, my most recent ex. That's like me. I was negative in the relationship. I fucked that relationship up. One of the best ones I had, and I fucked it up. Whatever, at least I'm honest about it. But that's like me getting mad, seeing her in the street with another dude and being like, fuck you. That's childish as hell. Like, I'm grown as fuck. That's just not even... Look at him over there clapping. I don't know if he's clapping because of the game or what I'm saying, but I hope it's both. Anyway, you just can't do that. That's not kosher with me anyway. I mean, and all you other people out there who are, adult and, what's the word I'm looking for, Tyler? Mature. Thank you. Look at that. Same time. That was perfect. But for all you other mature people out there, like, there's no point. That there's no point in holding on to shit. And you know what I'm saying. That being said, I was on my brother's hard enough. We gonna jump on them ladies now. How the fuck? All right. So when two people break up. First we'll start from the top. When two people get together, they are together. Now, how people are is none of your business. You have no heaven or hell to put anyone in. That's why I don't judge people. I'm speaking on something right now, but I'm not judging for it. I'm just asking questions. You cannot judge nobody on this earth. You do not have a heaven or a hell to put anybody in. So, like, for my people that out there that watch me or at least just take interest and listen to what I'm saying, sometimes you're gonna see these videos and I'm gonna say something you may not agree with. Don't judge me. Don't judge. Who the fuck are you? Don't worry, I'll wait. Exactly. Fucking, there's no heaven or hell that you got to put me in, and I could give two shits less what you think, but you might piss me off and I might cuss you out for the shit. Just saying. That being said, I digress. Two people get together, and no matter how their relationship is, whether they're monogamous, whether they like to swing, however they may be, whether it's two men, two women, I don't give a fuck. I have male friends that are homosexual, and I'll smack the shit out of somebody for calling them fags. I've seriously done it. If you know me, you know what I'm saying. I will smack the shit out of you for calling my homies some faggots. That's what they do. Fuck off. Just like the same thing with females. You ain't finna call them like dykes and all that shit. Like, I may use the words, but I'm not gonna be like, see two women on the street and be like, dykes. That's fucked up. I can't judge nobody for that. So why the fuck would anybody else? Like, you don't want nobody judging you. I don't want nobody judging me. So why would you judge someone else if you don't want to be judged? Think about that. We'll pause for a minute. Let it sink in. Did you hear me? Anyway, now we're gonna come back to it. All right. So, whatever their deal may be, that's their deal. They can do that however they want to. But, there are certain rules that they make together. But now when they break, like this pencil, like physics and laws say that when this pencil's together, it has an end to write with, it has an end to erase with. When you break that bitch in half, you have an end to write with, no erase. Then you have an end, the eraser came off, but you get the point. Like, you have an eraser and no end to write unless you sharpen it. Now, we're not even going to get on the sharpen part. Like, I have an analogy or I have something deeper thought that I mean in the break, but either that'll come out later or I'll put that in another installation. But the point that I'm making is those are specific laws, specific rules when this pencil's together. Now, when it's broken apart, there are different laws. There are different rules. So when your relationship ends, it's not you guys' rules. Now, say you have kids together. Now, there are certain rules that still stick together, like how, you're going to deal with your children, how you're going to do this, how you're going to do that, what have you. But say you're just two single people and y'all break up, you have your own rules now. You have your separate respective rules that have nothing to do with each other. What is this? So men and women out there, you cannot, and I repeat, cannot get mad when you break up, because look, this is the kind of shit. Like, I've seen dudes do it too. I'm not gonna lie, I've seen dudes do it too, but let's be honest here. Most of the time, it's a woman doing it. They will break up, no matter who was in the wrong, whatever the case may be. They'll break up, and they will be out there just hollering at dudes, like just straight getting it. You know what I'm saying? Out there, you see him like every weekend with a different dude. You're like, damn, what is her problem? You know what I'm saying? But as soon, and I mean as soon as she walk up in the bar or the club or in a restaurant and she see her ex with somebody, especially if she thinks she look better than her, it's a motherfucking problem. They feel some type of way. Now, me, myself, only one relationship, and that's been like years back when I was in high school. So we're not going to get on that. But I'm just saying, like, just making the point. Since then, that's the only time. But only then have I ever seen my ex with somebody and been jelly. Been like, damn, he better than me. And it's because he was. Motherfucker was swagged out, like, you know what I'm saying, nice job, had, you know, a couple cars, nice house, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He was on his feet. I wasn't yet. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? I was a little bit jealous. What you want from me? But you know what? Not one time have I ever seen an ex with a new dude and been salty about it. I may have been jealous, and I'll admit that shit because, like I said, I'll be honest. But I'm not gonna get salty. I'm not gonna try to fight him. I'm not gonna run up in his face and be like, "You were my ex," blah 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 blah. But the story I was telling about earlier, dude wanted to fight me. Like, he was texting me on some hardcore shit, like telling me that he was gonna meet me in the streets and all this. When at the same time, you know what? I was gonna put him on blast. Fuck it, I'm gonna put him on blast. I'm not gonna tell you his name, but while at the same time, his old lady talking about how he ain't got no game, and now he basically a cold bitch, and like, I didn't speak on nothing she said, but I told her myself from my own observation, you're a cold bitch. Like, bruh, I'm not gonna say I've won every single fight, because you can't win them all. There's always a bigger fish. But I will say that I can defend myself. I will say that, you know, you can usually judge who you can take and who's gonna be a problem. And I'm just saying, if you're watching, you know who you are, bruh. Stop. Let me get off that shit because I'm being a little bit piggish right now. But back to being salty. Just somebody explain to me what in other people makes you feel like you can do that, that you can judge, that you can determine who your ex sees. Like, you ain't putting no ring on their finger, you ain't paying their bills, like, you ain't doing shit for them, but you can tell them who they can and cannot date. You're allowed to get mad about that. And then, oh man, and then you'll be talking shit about the person they with, like it's their fault, like, especially if you think they look better than you. Like, that's a goddamn shame. Like, by no means am I the best looking nigga on the planet, but goddamn it, to myself I am. To me I am. I love me. You gotta love yourself first. How can you, like, I had to tell one of my friends the other day, giving her a little pep talk, like, love yourself first. Like, even if you got children and family, all that, love yourself first, because if you don't love yourself, you're going to end up hurting those people that you're trying to love. You know, people get all depressed, and I'm not saying, like, I mean, you know, some people get all depressed and they want to hurt themselves or they want to take their own life and shit like that, and it's from not loving themselves first. How can you love your child? How can you love your mother or your spouse if you don't love yourself? If you think you're a horrible person, how do you think you're going to be to them? You're going to be depressed all the time. You're going to be putting stress on their life because you fucked up. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me. If I'm not making sense, tell me. But you got to love yourself first. But, how was I going to put this? Why the fuck is you worried about what they do? I mean, like, if y'all ain't together no more, especially if you on that type of shit, especially if you feel some type of way and you talking about how they ain't shit and how they was doing this, how they was doing that. I mean, it's like my ex, because I know she probably, I mean, well, you know what? She's pretty mature, but more than likely she'd probably be out there telling motherfuckers like that I was a dick and like this and that. We ain't gonna speak on it, but how can she go and be telling this one nigga like, yeah, he was a dick to me, he used to do this, he used to do that, he ain't nothing, blah 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 blah, but then see me with somebody, especially like I said, if she think she look better, and be like, this bitch, this slut, who is that? What is she wearing? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you care? If I was such a bad boyfriend, if I was doing so much negative, why do you care what I'm doing? The only, like, if anything, you should be like, let me warn this girl, or no, not even that, because that's salty too. But like, at the most, you should be like thinking to yourself, just like, She'll figure it out. Either that or, hope he learned his lesson, or hope she learned his lesson. You know, something like that, like something positive. You shouldn't be talking shit like, bitch, what? You know what I'm saying? What else do we want to get on with this? All right, you know, I'm gonna branch out a little bit more on this, like, judgment situation. All right. So behind closed doors, we all have our secrets. Act like you don't. Act like you don't. Some of y'all some cold freaks, and when y'all get behind them closed doors, you are not the same person you're not the same Susie that was in the office yesterday like, hey, how you doing? Bob, hey, you want some coffee? Like, how was your morning? Did you catch that Packers game? You are not the same person when you get behind them doors and the clothes come off and you get that growl. And like, you know what I'm saying. So why in the fuck? Why in the actual fuck? This is my question mark for the day. Do you think that you can judge someone else before looking at yourself first? Like, I don't know if like if I should really put any of my business out there. How about this? Let me take a second to ponder. Okay, me myself. Like, I'll speak on myself first. I'm a nerd at heart. You know, I might be smooth in aspects, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Those of you that know me, you know how I am. But I'm a nerd at heart. You know, I be playing them video games. That Marvel vs. Capcom, that's my shit. You know what I'm saying? I be on the Xbox all day. I fucking like comic books. I like fucking anime, whatever. But, you know, I still have my thing. I like to rap, you know what I'm saying? But I also like art. I can't draw for shit, but I wish I could. I like looking at other people's art. I like classical music, you know what I'm saying? I like instruments, you know what I'm saying? I like a lot of different diverse things. I'm gonna speak on, you know, like my own brothers, for instance. Like in high school, I had the type of people around me where they hear me listening to rock music, or they hear me listening to something that's not rap or R&B or whatever, and they like, that's some white boy shit, and I'm like, what? They see me on a skateboard just because I like to skateboard. That's just what I like to do, and they like, that's some white boy shit, and I'm like, what? Never in my life. I mean, I make my jokes, like, me and my boy Tyler, like, he'll say some shit, he'll do some shit, and I'll be like, that's very Caucasian of you. You know, it's a joke, but I'm not going to judge. Like, I don't listen to country music that much, but I do have some country songs that I like to listen to. I'm not going to be riding in his vehicle. He'd turn on a country music station, and he'd be like, nah, play, you got to turn that, I'm not listening to that. First of all, that's his vehicle. Second of all, like, what the fuck? It's music. Like, music is music. Just like people are people, music is music. No matter what genre it is, if you feel that shit in your soul, the way I like to judge, I don't care what kind of song it is. It can be some folk music. If the shit give me goosebumps, I know that I'm feeling that, and I know that I'm gonna put that shit on I'm gonna go to LimeWire, I'm gonna download that shit, Frostwire, whatever, and that's gonna be in my iTunes because I like that shit. I don't give a fuck whether it's Katy Perry, goddamn, like the Making My Way Downtown, that bullshit. I ain't gonna lie, I listen to that shit too, because I listened to that shit before the movie because I like the shit. Like, hate on me. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, why do you think you can judge people? Like, that's so wrong. Because what I was getting on with, like, the sex thing behind closed doors, you would be that freak behind closed doors and be a completely different person out in the streets, and then you'll see somebody and you'll be like, oh, she hooked up with him. And, like, for no good reason, just because you don't like this person, just because you want to judge by the book, color of the book, or whatever the case may be, you say they nasty, you call them all kinds outside their names, when this person might still be a virgin for all you know, but you calling them outside their names and judging them because you judging a book by its cover. Like, that's some ignorant shit. Like, there's more in this universe to worry about than what the fuck he's doing. You know what I mean? I'm worried about what I'm doing. I'm worried about my family, what they doing. You know what I'm saying? What am I doing to make myself better? That's why, as people, as individuals, we can't make ourselves better because we're too worried about what everybody else doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I ain't gonna call nobody out. I don't want to put no names on this. I'm just trying to think of instances. Fuck it, it'll come to me later. But what I'm getting at is, say for instance, there's a guy, and he likes to be in open relationships. He doesn't like to be tied down to one person, you know what I'm saying? And he doesn't get in relationships, like he gets his. You know what I'm saying? He has his different partners, but it doesn't happen a lot because he only picks specific partners. And with these specific partners, you know, it's understood that we can spend time, you know, we can have all the perks of a relationship, but we're not going to put that label of you're mine and I'm yours, because, you know, then you get stingy and, like, shit gets bad. Shit gets real. But anyway, so, you know, they have it understood that he may, you know, have another friend, and they may occasionally do something. Or, you know, what have you. And if you're the same way, you're the same way. And then you have a female over here who does the same thing, but it's not established in words. She just has a bunch of different guys that she leads on a string, and you can take this however you want. So ladies, instead of being like, oh, are you talking about women or guys, like, it's whatever, like whether it's a guy or girl on one side, like, bam, what have you. Think about the big picture and don't be worried about that little shit, because I know some people are like, this nigga. Anyway, she out here doing the same thing, or he's out here doing the same thing, whatever. Like I said, just they don't discuss it. They're not a human about it. They're not adults about it. Like, she just has this one dude over here that don't know about the guy over here. She go hit him, and then be with old dude later on the night. I mean, she may be slick. I mean, depending on how she is, she may be slick and be like, oh, not tonight. I'm on this, or not tonight. I don't feel like it. But she coming with this dude, like keeping like 6 or 7 different dudes on the string, while this guy over here is, you know, being upfront, telling women like this is how it is, you know, and finding the ones that are cool with that because they on that same grind. He sees what she's doing. That's none of his business. You know what I'm saying? He's like, whatever. But then she see him or hear about him, and he nasty. He gonna get diseases. He this, he that, he that. Let me say something. We've been, like, yes, AIDS is a real thing. Sexually transmitted diseases are a real thing. I've never had an STD in my life. You know why? Like, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't always strap up. Sometimes I do. I don't always strap up, but when I do, I go hard. How about that? I've never had an STD. You know why? And it's not from judging books by its cover. I ask them questions that people are scared to ask. Like, have you ever had an STD? Do you have an STD right now? When was the last time you got checked? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, you can, it's not like you can tell, but real talk, though. You can look at some people and just be like, let me ask this person these questions before I jump too far down this rabbit hole with them, because they're questionable. And I know I'm kind of judging the book by its cover, but at the same time, for real, though. But anyway, the whole point that I'm making is, she's saying that he's going to get STDs and he's all this and he's all that. And the point that I was making, that I've never had an STD, because I'm, you know, basically, as the male, like, I'm talking about myself as the male in the situation. Like, I'm not trying to have no girlfriend right now. I'm not trying to be tied down right now. You know what I'm saying? I have different partners, but we keep it classy, if you know what I'm saying. We ain't gonna speak too far on it. But I have had females that I know for a fact, because the motherfuckers you be fucking with are my homies. Like, do you understand, ladies, that just like y'all be figuring out shit about us and then y'all just like act like y'all don't know, we do the same shit? How about I know this bitch? Pardon my language, ladies, but I know this bitch. She got like 4 homies that she be running through. Like, she'll tag one and then go tag the next one the next day, and then have the audacity to tell other motherfuckers they dirty and shit. But how about all 4 of these motherfuckers know about the shit? Like our homies of mine. Like, we don't sit in my living room smoking blunts talking about the situation. Like, yeah, we all know about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't give a fuck. Like, hell, she don't know. You know what I'm saying? But how the fuck can she sit there and tell, like, if she was to find out about one of them hooking up with somebody else or doing the same thing, she'd probably snap. As a matter of fact, I know she would. Like, I know this bitch, she would snap and be calling them all kinds of outside they name. How the fuck can she do that when she's doing it and trying to be sneaky about it? Like, thinking she's slick, but just dry to the motherfucker. Like, I mean, I don't even know how to put this for you. I mean, like, I'm sure y'all get what I'm saying. But see, but then the homies though, they know each other. Like, they know where they've been. They know what they do. They know they don't. You know what I'm saying? They know each other. So it's just like, but they cool though. So I'm saying they some bros, or they some real niggas, however you want to put it. Because I know some people, you know, with language barriers or whatever the fuck have you, be tripping about some of the shit to say. Just understand, as a black man, I'ma say real nigga. I'ma say nigga. And if you don't like it, don't watch my videos. I mean, act like all the rest of y'all shit don't say that shit in the privacy of your own homes. Hell, I've had so many, like, white boys that I kick it with, and, like, when we get to kicking it and or drinking and shit, and they get too comfortable with me, because, I mean, those of you that know me, you know how when we get together and we start knocking them fucking beers back or smoking them J's, we just loose as fuck. Like, it's whatever. I don't have some of my white homies, like, slip up and drop the nigga bomb Like straight up, like like not on some racist shit, but dropped it like where you know that like when they with their homies, they be like that nigger, you know what I'm saying? And it's cool, it's whatever. I ain't trying to fight over it because people are people, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna lie, just black people, y'all know y'all do the same shit too. Like that white boy over there, like I said earlier, I'll tell a motherfucker that's very Caucasian of you. So it's whatever. Racism is not as big as it used to be. It's like growing up in Alabama in my high school, like I said, I've had girls' parents tell me that I couldn't even date their daughter because I was black. Ain't that some fucked up shit? Like they parents was like, no nigga, no. Like, whatever, fuck you then. Racism not as bad as it was back then. It's still fucked up though, because we give it power. We give racism power. I would like to live in a world where I can be talking to one of my white homies and I call him a cracker and he'd be like, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, you crack ass crack, and he'd be like, well, fuck you too, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's not a big deal. Like, I know some of y'all look at me like, what? Or not, y'all hate on this, but what is it about a racist term, or what is it about racism that pisses you off? Because the only thing about racism that pisses me off is when someone is trying to intentionally make me angry and get a rise out of me, or when, like, the kind of racist shit I don't like is where, you know, I'm denied something because of my color, or I'm looked at as less because of my color. Racism is not in a word. Racism is not in the word nigga, or in the word cracker, or in the word chink, or whatever the fuck you may have you slick back how you ever want to put it. Racism is in your intent. Racism is in you. So we cannot get rid of racism until we fucking get rid of it in ourselves. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I got white homeboys that they say the word nigga around me and I don't give a fuck. But I say cracker and I make white boy jokes and they laugh right along with me though. That's the way it should be. That's the way it fucking should be. How did I say in my last video? As a people, as a species, as humans, we all need to come together. And we can't do that until we get rid of all this stupid shit like racism. I know I fucking jumped on like 4 different topics in this video already, but that's how the shit goes. Let's see. I've already hit on the salty shit, and I'm done with that. I've already hit on judging people. I'm still not done with that. I'm just kind of freestyling with it right now, since now we're on racism. But that's another thing that falls into judgment, though. Like, how the fuck can you judge somebody because of their color? Because look at this. Just like white people have, like, as a collective race, their problems. Like, you know, you got the trailer park trash, or you have like, you know, non-being able to play sports or whatever, which that is not true. I saw this, I mean, I'm just pausing on this for a minute, but I was watching this fucking ESPN shit the other day. I can't think of his name. Watt? I don't know his first name, but Watt? That is a big, JJ Watt. Oh my God, white boy is crazy. They showed like 200 clips of this motherfucker just slaughtering hoes. I was like, what? Boy is a beast. So that being said, I'm just saying, just in the, just for reference, but you know, like the stereotypes that white people can't play sports, or you know, they can't rap, or this and that. Let me tell you, one of like the homie that got me into like expressing my mind and rapping, white boy, and way colder than me. Like, I've had people tell me I'm cold, but motherfucker way colder than me. Like, if me and him would have a rap battle, he gonna beat me every time until I get my skill up. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, I digress. Just like black people have their thing, you know, like the fried chicken thing, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, whatever the fuck, you know, just like with Mexicans and piling up in cars, or, you know what I'm saying, like working construction, whatever. Like, first off, let me pause again. But what about that Manny, though? Like, that's what we're teaching our children. That's the cartoon, like, I don't know, what is it? What's that? It's like another type of Bob the Builder. It's Manny the whatever. But think about that, though. Just step back and look at that, though. Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me if you think I'm on some bullshit, but I'm just saying. Never mind, I'll get back in that in a second. I'm sorry, I'm at work and I'm just bullshitting right now because we can be kind of laid back, but after this debate, or after this rant I'm on right now, my question mark, I'm going to get back on it. My homie, he's over there watching football anyway. In Alabama, I just watched them tear through. Who the fuck was Alabama tearing through earlier? Even though I'm War Eagle, by the way, War Eagle. But those stereotypes, like the point that I was getting at when I was on those stereotypes and judging people, the point that I was making is, just like every race has their little quirks, so they have their stereotypes. You know your stereotypes for your race. So why in the actual fuck, one more time, are you going to judge another race because of the shit that they do? Because most of the shit, we all do the same. We all do the same shit, just with little different inflections on it because of our culture. But I want to ask a question. For those of you who said you like my videos and you want to watch more, did you listen to the Emerald Tablets? Did you look up anything on the FEMA coffins? Did you look up anything on the FEMA camps? I'm not going to get on this Ebola thing, by the way, because that is That shit's going viral right now. Just Ebola. Like, everything I see is about fucking Ebola. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I'm not gonna speak on that because, as I keep telling Tyler, I'm immune to all diseases, including death. So, fuck Ebola. As a matter of fact, I caught that shit one time and then I let it go. It's hilarious, right? But yeah, like, just think about that for me, like, before you go judging somebody or before you start, I mean, like, talk your shit, because it's funny. Like, I still do it. I talk shit about people or talk shit to people, you know, but it's usually in a joking manner. It's usually for laughs. It's usually, you know, in a different light than actually hating on them or actually, like, judging them because of something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might see somebody out. Like, the other day, I saw this dude walking his fucking dog. And in my head, I was like, this motherfucker gay. Because he was wearing these crazy-ass, like, tight-ass fucking sweatpant type things. And, like, the swag he had with his walk with the head back and the palms down. I was like, this motherfucker gay. Walking his little pool and shit. Now, I was making that as a joke in my head, but I was not. I mean, it sounds like judgment, but I was not judging him. Now, when I say, like, it sounds like judgment, but I was not judging him, I was saying that to myself, making an observation. But I'm not gonna think less of him for that. Like, I bet he has a nice-ass job. I bet he has a nice-ass house. I bet he's a nice-ass person. Like, if I saw him in the street, I'd be like, I'd probably tell him the other day I saw you in the street. I'd be like, are you gay? Because I saw you in the street the other day, and he was pretty girl swagging, so I was just wanting to ask. You know, and I sit and have a drink with him. I would chill with him. Like, one of my best friends in where I live is gay. Like, I have family members that are gay, and I do not judge them for that at all. So just think about that for me. Like, think about, like, before you judge somebody, like, make your observations, make your jokes, and be funny and all that good shit, because it's healthy to laugh. But just think before you judge. Think before you act. Think before you judge. Because that same judgment you're passing on somebody, karma's a bitch, all right? It comes right back around like a hula hoop, merry-go-round and all that shit. That same judgment you're passing on somebody's passed it on you, and you didn't like that shit, did you? No. Because I don't like when motherfuckers judge me, so I don't judge people. Now, when people are making observations, like, as a black man, like, I mean, y'all know how we do. Like, we'll get around, we'll start clowning. Like, you better get him off you, we'll be clowning. Me and some of my best friends, we talk the most shit about each other. Just, it's like motivation. Like, this motherfucker clowning on me. That, you know, I get hyped and I'm gonna talk shit back. That's just how you do. That's one thing. But never in my life would I judge one of my homies. Like I said, one of my best friends is gay. First time I met him, the motherfucker tried to kiss me on my mouth. And I was like, hold up. I ain't about that life. But you cool as hell, so let's kick it. Got a little bit drunk, hung out with him a little bit more. Now the motherfucker will come up and kiss me on my cheek, and I'll be like, Drew, what up? Oh, I didn't say that. Drew don't give a fuck. Anyway, my homeboy Drew, he don't give a fuck. He pretty boy swagging all the time. He hits himself. But I was speaking on that earlier. Like, seriously, me and him and another one of his friends, we was at a party one time, and dude just kept calling him and the other one fags. And I'm just like, bro, if you do it one more time, I'm taking you outside, and now I'm gonna fucking put you in a snowbag. And boy, long story short, he kept doing it. So I had to take him outside, and I literally remember just like, I was drunk as fuck, so I ain't gonna lie, but I literally remember locking dude's arm up and giving him a couple of these to his nose until he was tired. And afterwards, we shook hands and everything, but I just told him, like, you know, don't be calling my homies fags. That's none of your business. That's they cup. Ain't nobody ask you what's in your cup. Lil Wayne's retarded as fuck sometimes, but he made one of the smartest statements ever with that shit. Like, why the fuck you worried about what's in my cup? I'm drinking my cup. It's of no matter to you. It's not gonna hurt you what's in my cup. I could be drinking straight fucking nuclear radiation in this motherfucker, and as long as, you know, I'm not causing you issues, why the fuck do you care what I'm drinking? Why do you care what's in my cup? So, if what he, she, or it, whatever, however you want to do it, like, you know, like, and when I say it, I don't mean like a person, I mean like a situation. So, like, he, she, or it, as in the situation, whatever it may be, if it's not causing you bodily harm, what is it to you to stress out over? I'm just saying. I'm gonna make a couple shout outs before I end this video. CJ, I'm out here getting hard up in this Marvel, so you ready for an ass whooping when I get back to Marquette though? Because I'm gonna face me, motherfucker. I'm gonna slaughter you. My boy JB, your birthday was recently, or it's coming up. I don't remember the exact day. My bad. You know I'm horrible with dates. You know how it is. But I love you, big bro. Happy birthday. Too bad I had to, you know, be on my work grind and missed you. To my ex-girlfriend, if you watch this, I still love you. It's whatever. I ain't hating on you. Just don't hate on me. That's all I'm saying. I see you out there. You look good. Also, let me go ahead and say this one thing. If I spoke on a view, like I only put one name out there, and that's my homie. And if he gets mad at me, I let him cuss me out on his own time. But that's between me and him. But if I said anything that sounded like it's pertaining to you, first off, I'm not talking about you. But if it pertains to you, listen to it. Don't be mad at me. I'm just trying to speak some knowledge. I mean, I'm saying I just had to pass some knowledge to you. Scholastics, paper or plastics, however you want it. But don't feel like I was speaking on somebody specifically or trying to harp on you or nothing like that. Like, I'm just speaking my mind. So once again, if you feel like I'm talking about you, take a look at why you feel like I'm talking about you and just ponder on that before you come cussing me out. By all means, if you got problems with me, like, comments are not needed, but they're welcome. So if you got problems with what I have to say, or you have views or disagreements, by all means, let me have it, but don't be stupid, because I will call your ass out. That being said, this was another edition of Question Mark. I hope I brought up some good topics. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace, and always one love. Why you staring at me, dog? Oh, never mind. He ain't even staring, but I'm clowning right now.